I'll get your PowerPoint up and running.
Okay, awesome. Well, welcome to our weekly client Zoom. Tonight's topic is on to drink or not to drink on program, which is a great subject. My name is Pascal Talbert. I'm a certified Optavia health coach. I have done the 5-in-1 program twice. My first journey was 7 years ago this month. I lost 40 pounds in 4 months on the 5-in-1. But 210 days ago, to be precise, I quit drinking alcohol and I started on 5-in-1 active. And there is a picture that will be popping up in just a second that's going to show you the journey's progress on that. And I feel the best that I have to drink or not to drink. That is our presentation. Okay, that's me. So that is the before, the 210-ish days ago, and then me now. It shows the journey's progress. I feel the best that I have in decades in my skin, in my health. 2 tools that I use to help me at the beginning of my sobriety, just in case this will help anyone who's on. One was a book called The Naked Mind, and another was a podcast by Andrew Huberman. It's called What Alcohol Does to Your Body, Brain, and Health. And so those 2 were great tools for me. Next slide. This is our Optavia income disclosure statement. You all agreed to this when you came into the call. So you probably already read it, but just in case we talk about money. Okay, now let's get to the nitty gritty. So I saw this quote and I just love it. Triggers show us where we are not yet free. For me, the trigger was alcohol. You see, about 2 years ago, my desire to drink intensified. It was starting to incorporate itself in my daily life, not just on special occasions or weekends out with friends, like a lot of my friends are able to handle. I knew there was a problem, but I didn't want to admit that I, Pascal Talbert, actually could be an alcoholic. But I eventually realized that I wasn't like my friends anymore, and I couldn't have just one. Also, I was seeing the inflammation in my body, and my clothes were no longer fitting again. Because remember, I told you I lost 40 pounds in 4 months 7 years ago. So it was time to make some changes. And 210 days ago, I did. My 50th birthday was approaching, and I had always said I would look and feel my best at 50. So I set on a new journey. I want to help you guys to navigate your health journey. I'm not saying that you have to quit drinking forever like I have decided to do, but I do have some helpful tips on how to get you guys to your goal faster, and I want to share with you guys some of those tonight. So it's summer, it's June. If you live where I live, I'm in South Florida. I think summer started 2 months ago. It's been so hot, but summer brings barbecues, beach vacations, lakes, parties, all the things that you may associate with summer. I don't want you to use this season as an excuse to mess up your program. I want you guys to use this season to your advantage. My first experience with Optavia had started in the month of June 7 years ago. So this month is actually my health anniversary. And what I love about June, I think it's the best month for people to be on program or to start program. There's really not that many holidays. There's the 4th of July coming up during the summer, but we can navigate around that. It's not like a client who starts end of October, then hits Thanksgiving, then Christmas, Hanukkah, holidays, parties everywhere. So June is a great time to really reel it in for yourself and finally get to your goal weight. If this is not your first time on 5-in-1, if you're coming back to us again, let's do this one more time. Call it the 5-in-1 and done. So we're gonna go over 3 things in the short time that we have left together. Number 1 is the goal, number 2, the why, and number 3 is the how to. The goal is to get to goal weight as fast as possible. So no one wants to be on 5 and 1 forever. So how are we going to do this? So first thing we're going to do is we're going to stick to the plan. Nothing more, nothing less. What you see in your Optavia guide, that is what is approved. That is what you're going to have. You're going to stay in fat burn. Now I'm talking about 5 and 1 here. So if you guys are on different plans, this won't exactly fall in the same. Some of it will be similar, but we are in fat burn with 5 and 1. You want to protect the burn as much as possible. You're going to be drinking your water, minimum of 64 ounces. You're going to prepare ahead of time for social outings or to eat out. So like, let's say that you're going out to dinner with a bunch of friends. Most restaurants these days have their menu online. So you can always look ahead of time if you know where you're going and then take a look at it, because then that way you're going to have a game plan before you get to the restaurant. If you don't, it's not good. You're going to show up, especially like at a Mexican restaurant, and before you can even sit down, the chips and salsa are going to hit the table. And then all of a sudden your inhibitions go out the window. You're ordering the margarita because it's Taco Tuesday and there's a special. And then the next thing you know, it's burritos and everything's out the window. So you want to prepare ahead of time for social outings and for eating out. You can also bring your fuelings, you know, if you're going to a picnic or somewhere, bring the lean and green and bring extra and share with others so that they can see that they can also eat healthy and still enjoy themselves. And don't let the weekend be your weekend. And what I mean by that is when I first started coaching about 7 years ago, I had a client, and remember, I was relatively new as a coach, and she was doing really well Monday till Friday about 4 o'clock. Can you kind of figure out what happened Friday at 4 o'clock? Happy hour happened to her. And so she would go to happy hour and the margaritas or the wine. And the next thing you know, she's down that rabbit hole. And then Saturday morning, she would wake up, not feel too good. She wants some greasy food. So she'd have like a cheeseburger and some French fries and soda. And then guess what? It's Sunday. Well, might as well wait until Monday to start program again. And so she went through this cycle 2 times before I figured it out. Now remember, I was a new coach. So we don't want the weekends to be our weekend. All right, next thing that we've got here is starvation mode and storing sugar mode. So in starvation mode, this is something we do not want. But this can happen if you're waiting more than 1 hour to eat your first daily fueling. I usually tell my clients within 30 minutes to an hour, whether you're eating or drinking, if it's a shake. Going past 3 hours without your fueling, not good either. The sweet spot, 2.5 hours. Eating less than 5 fuelings in 24 hours, not weighing your lean and green and eating too little. A lot of the times, if you're creatures of habit, and let's say you're doing chicken a lot and you weigh chicken, 6 ounces of chicken for like 2 weeks, and then the 3rd week comes around and you're like, I don't need to weigh chicken because I know what 6 ounces of chicken looks like. Chicken can be very deceiving. And so you might actually be getting only 4 ounces if you don't weigh it, and now you're not eating enough, which will put you in starvation mode. Forgetting to add healthy fats based on your lean choice. Now, especially with seafood, with shrimp, you get 2 healthy fats. We have to incorporate both healthy fats. You don't get to pick and choose like a condiment or an optional snack. This is, if it gets a healthy fat because of the protein, we need to have it. And then cardio and exercise. This is more a little bit prior, like when I first did Optavia 7 years ago, I was I shouldn't have been working out. The plan was not designed it that way. We didn't have aminos yet. Now we have aminos, so it's different. But back then, if I was going to Orange Theory and I was burning 500 calories, but I was only taking in 800 for the day, it was going to be a very rough day. Starvation mode. Storing sugar mode, choosing to eat or drink non-approved items, not weighing your lean and green and now eating too much. And then eating more than 3 condiments or 1 optional snack per day. Now, this is optional. If you are not hungry, you do not have to have the optional snack. And then watch those condiments. They add up really fast. So if you're trying to get to your goal faster, I would say lay real low on the condiments and don't even have the optional snack if you can go without it. Why do we want to give up the good for the great? Well, your self-confidence is going to increase with each little win that you get. You're going to keep your blood sugar stabilized. Your energy levels aren't going to take a dive. Your metabolism is going to stay fired up. You're going to be encouraged with the results, and you're going to get to your goal faster, less time and money. Now, on the goal faster, less time and money, I just want you to know this, because the call is on to drink or not to drink. If, let's say you you decide, oh, you know what, I've been good all week, so I'm gonna reward myself with a glass of wine. Okay, great. Even if that glass of wine cost you $10, you have to remember, if you're on 5 and 1, it costs you about $85, because you're going to now kick yourself out of fat burn. It's going to take you 4 days of being a very good boy or girl to get back into fat burn. So the cost of 4 days, plus now you've just pushed yourself out 4 days further from your goal time. So that's about $85. Is it worth it? Was that glass of wine worth it for $85? And now you're nowhere near your goal. So no, it's not worth it. We move on. Next. All right, the truth and consequences of drinking on plan. Well, drinking on plan is going to increase your hunger, right? You're going to show up at that Mexican restaurant and you're going to have 3 things of chips and salsa before your meal even comes up. It's going to lower your inhibitions. Oh, it's, BOGO. It's, buy one, get one at the margaritas, Taco Tuesday. So now you're having 2 margaritas. It's going to bring on carb cravings. Next thing you know, it's just going to be carb after carb. It's going to cause dehydration. It is going to kick you out of fat burn. It's going to alter your mood. I used to think that when I was drinking, I used to honestly think that I had a lot of anxiety and depression, but I realized it really wasn't that. It was the alcohol that was leading to my anxiety and my depression. So get rid of that and it goes away. It messes with your mindset. Now all of a sudden you've kicked yourself out of fat burn and you're like, okay, I'm failing at this just like everything else. Why can't I get my stuff together? So no drinking. It's going to affect your sleep. Have you ever heard of the 3 a.m. wake up call? Most people, if they go to bed after they've been drinking or they pass out after they've been drinking, they will wake up around 3 a.m. like that because the alcohol is wearing off. And now they've ruined their sleep. They can't get back to sleep. They got to go to work in the morning. So no good. Avoids the real issues. It's going to reestablish unhealthy habits. You're going to be on plan longer because remember my friend at the Friday happy hour? So she kept kicking herself out and coming back in. It's going to cost you more. Remember, $85, the glass of wine, and it's going to set you back on your goal. Tips to stay on track. Own your choices. Grow outside your comfort zone. Have a plan for each party and event that you guys are going to be attending this summer. Change the patterns of your behavior. Be an inspiration to others. You are not on a diet. This is a health journey. Stay in your Habits of Health book and your life book that Dr. A wrote. Drink your water from a martini glass. If you want to be very fancy, grab some red Powerade Zero and put it in a wine glass if that's going to help you with your head to try to be like everybody else at the party. Show up for you and show up for your goals. And last but not least, nothing tastes as good as healthy feels. I always tell my clients when I'm doing a health assessment with them, either if they're a client already or about to be a client, I always say, give me 30 days. Give me 30 days of no alcohol and give me 30 days of doing program 100%. And I can guarantee you, you will feel better at the end of your 30 days. A side effect, you will lose some weight also, but your mind will be clear. You're going to have so much energy. You're going to feel amazing, and it's going to give you the motivation to want to continue. But if you do one day, then off the next, and then, this and that. It's not going to work. And you're going to get frustrated with yourself. This plan does work, but we do have to stick to the plan. And here's a great way for you guys as clients and coaches to stay accountable. We have what's called a summer meltdown challenge. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to the grocery store, you're going to grab ice. Let's say that you've lost 15 pounds. You're going to grab 15 pounds of ice, take a picture. You're going to post it on your Facebook page, tag your coach. They can give you the words and tell you about that, but you'll be entered into lots of drawings that we have for $50 cash on your account. And it's not like there's one winner. There's like thousands of dollars that we give away every month. So you have a great shot. Just go over there and that'll hold you accountable. You can even do it each week. So if you lose 8 pounds and then the next week you lose 10, go back and get some more ice, take another picture, you're entered again. And so I encourage you guys to do that. And I think we had one more. No? Yes. Okay. And the last thing is I would love for you guys to stay on. I have 2 of my coaching partners, Tylena and Gina, that are going to be sharing what they love about coaching. And I love everything about coaching, as you can see, but I love that it's now given me a spotlight to be able to share what my addiction was and how I've overcome it. And hopefully it's been able to help you guys too. Take care.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pascal. And I hope that all of you are feeling empowered and that you are going, you know what, I can do this thing. I can do this thing. And so I want to thank everybody who is staying on and here to learn just a little bit more about coaching, because I have to tell you, this call right here, this section is really about what we love about coaching and how it has made a huge and massive difference for ourselves. My name is Gina Eccles, in case we've never met. I am from Dallas, Texas, and I have been married for 30 years to my sweetheart, Adam. We have 7 children, 3 fur babies, and 2 grandbabies. Well, 1 with another one coming any second now. And I share this with you all because I want you to know that I was busy. It was chaotic. 13 years ago, all 7 kids were young. They were still all in the house and it was insane, but I was desperate for health. Anybody else on here recognize, hey, maybe you were desperate for help? But I started program in February 2011 and I started coaching 10 days later because I had a lot of people around me that I loved and adored and I wanted to see them get healthy. What I didn't expect was the accountability that would rise up from that to help me get to my goal weight. Everything within Optavia has absolutely surpassed our expectations. So Optavia makes no guarantee of financial success. Success with Optavia results from successful sales efforts, which require hard work, diligence, skill, persistence, competence, and leadership. We're going to have a couple people sharing their story tonight, myself and my friend Tylena. So I just wanted to make sure that you all saw that. So let me tell you just a few reasons why we love this company. First of all, there is over 30 years of success and experience. We're recommended by over 20,000 physicians. We're the fastest growing health and wellness company in the world, backed by science, guys. Science, Johns Hopkins and clinical studies, top 100 most trusted companies in America, New York Stock Exchange traded company, no debt, top manufacturing, and best in class for feelings. And the 4 most popular reasons why people choose to coach are impact, that people want to make a difference in the lives of the people that they love. That was for me. I wanted my mama to get healthy so badly. I watched her suffer. Community, being surrounded by like-minded friends who are choosing healthy, inspiring each other to grow and become more, encouraging each other along the way. This helps. This helps with your long-term health. Did I mention we have fun? And in community, the fun is insane. Accountability. Coaches are 5 times more likely to get to their goal weight and stay healthy. And of course, the income. Helping 5 to 6 friends can cover the cost of your program. Helping 20 friends can add $1,700 to $2,000 per month. This can be a little side income, or for many of us, it replaced a full-time income and became so much more. A few more reasons why we love it so much is the support, the mentorship, the trainings, and the personal development that's at your pace. Our coach community is so unique. You don't have to be an expert, you just get to be the guide. You don't have to be at your goal weight. I was nowhere near my goal weight. Think about this, 65 pounds. I was probably down about 10 days in, I was probably down close to 10 pounds and feeling amazing. I've never lost that much weight that quickly. Okay. But being able to do that and help chase my best version of me, that's what we get to do for others. And so it's just so hard not to want to share it with everyone. If you're going to be healthy for the rest of your life, you might as well get paid for it. And if you are not interested in exploring coaching, we just want you to know right up front, we love referrals. Okay, so if this isn't for you, just know when your friends and family are asking away, because they will as you're melting away, then you can just as easily send a referral as coach them. But most people choose to do it alongside their coaches and coach. So I've asked my friend Tylena to come on and just share a little bit of her story with all of you. So Tylena, if you don't mind, come on off mute and we will share.
Perfect. Thanks, Gina. Well, hi, everybody. My name is Tylena, not to be confused with Tylenol. I know that's what you're thinking. Every time I look at them spelling my name, I'm like, my mom had one job. She could just name me like Ann, something simple. But anyway, I'm super excited to share tonight. And if you're a guest on this call, like if I've never seen you before, we've never met, I want to say welcome. Like I'm seriously so pumped you're here. And if this is like your first or second week on program and you're new to this call, I want to say welcome as well. And so anyway, I'm really excited to share a little bit about my story. As you see on there, I have two cute kids. I have a daughter named Zoe and a son named Josiah. And then I have my Nigerian prince, not the one that sends spam emails, but a real one. His name is Andrew. And he's literally a saint, the best person you'll ever meet in your life. I'm just like obsessed with them. So he and I both did program, but I'll share a little bit about me first. So and Andrew's a pastor. I worked in ministry for a while. I don't know if anyone has worked in any like faith-based organizations, but I worked in ministry. I was a mom of two and I lived in South Florida. So talk about a trifecta of terribleness. Not that the things were terrible, but being a little kid, like having little kids, I was always eating my kids' leftover snacks. Working in ministry, I don't know why, but faith communities just always want to have like a potluck or, some gathered around food. And then on top of it, I lived in South Florida, which was like filled with arepas and pão de queijo, all kind of ethnic food. So I just pretty much put on a lot of weight when I lived there. And so at my job, I had a girl that I worked with. Her name was Jamie, and I watched her like a hawk. And she was losing weight day by day. I saw her walk by the copy machine. I saw her go into the kitchen. But the thing that was crazy about Jamie is she was like super happy. And I don't know about you guys, but I had never done a health program before, but I was used to people like on programs or on diets being miserable, like literally looking like their faces sunken in, like they want to kill themselves, like just awful. But when I saw Jamie, I'm like, this girl is so happy. Like, why is she bubbling around? I'm like, it'll wear away. After 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, I swear I watched a woman for probably 6 months and she just kept melting away and she was happier than ever each week. And finally I was like, man, I want to know what she's doing because I'm miserable. And so I had my husband go up to her and ask her what she was doing. And so my husband went up to Jamie and was like, hey, my wife wants to know, what you're doing to get healthy. And so that's how I found out about the program. When I finally talked to my coach, Jamie, I had to be honest. And that was the first time I was ever honest with my reality and how I really felt. And so I told you I had two small kids at the time. They were still small, but they were smaller when I did program. I lost 80 pounds in 7 months on this program during the pandemic. But my kids were small and I really felt like I was increasingly becoming a couch mom. And I didn't want to do that anymore. Like I would play with them, but I would want them to bring the toys to the couch. And then on top of it, I told you I was involved in ministry. I love traveling. The first country I ever went to was India when I was 21 and it changed my life. I was going to Chiang Mai, Thailand in 2019 and I had the middle seat between two massive men. And when I was in that middle seat, I felt like I was about to bust out of that seat. Like, I'm not even kidding, just packed with these people next to me. And I just thought, like, Tylena, you're too young. Like, you can take radical responsibility right now. Like, your life isn't over. You still have breath in your lungs. You still can make a change. And so that coupled with having the kids and just not feeling comfortable traveling, I knew I needed to change. So my coach asked me, if you couldn't fail, how much weight would you want to lose? And I was honest with her. I said, I don't know. Like, I've never tried to lose weight before, but I know I can't keep going the way I am. And so when I lost my first 10 pounds, I was so dang excited that I literally saw I did everything my coach did, because I was like, if she's happy, I want to be happy just like her. And I saw her do a shot. Have you guys saw those sugar shots? Like when people hold sugar and they take a picture that represents how much weight they lose. Well, I saw her do that. So I was like, I'm doing that. So I went to Costco, got 10 pounds of sugar because I lost 9 pounds my first week. And I was not prepared for what was going to happen when I shared my journey. So I did it, A, because I was excited, but I also wanted accountability. But 3 things happened once I shared my journey on Facebook. Number A, yes, I know I'm saying number A. Number A, the first thing that happened was I got so many people cheering for me, and I wasn't expecting that. Like I don't know if I was expecting tomatoes to be thrown at me or what, but I just wasn't like ready to be vulnerable. But everyone was super encouraging. They were like, and I have a lot of Black friends, so they were like, you better go, girl, slay, looking good, you know. So I loved all that. I was like, thanks so much. The second thing that happened is I had people holding me accountable. Like I had people that would inbox me like days later saying like, hey, are you still doing your program? How you doing? I was like, oh my gosh, I told everybody I'm doing this thing, and now they're holding me accountable. But 3, and this is the part that I wasn't prepared for that actually makes my heart come alive, is that there were people that raised their hand, and it can make me cry. People that reached out to me and said, Tylena, what are you doing? Like, I want a CPAP machine and I don't want to use this for the rest of my life. Or Tylena, I'm on a medicine that I need to stabilize my blood sugar and I don't want to be on this medication anymore. What is the plan you're doing? Or people, because I live very out with everything, faith, relationship, kids. I had people reach out to me saying, Tylena, I don't feel confident in my marriage anymore. And you and Andrew look so happy. Like, I want to be that confident again. What are you doing? And at that point I said, wow, okay, I have a tool. I have something that's like helped me get really healthy, and I want to tell people about it. And so the first person that reached out was a coworker of mine. And so I'm actually curious if you could drop a 1 in the chat, if there was somebody, like if you work in an office setting and people know you're on a program, can you put a 1? I'm curious because there's a couple people. For those of you that are catching the recording, there's people dropping 1s in the chat that are saying that they work in an office setting. I want to let you know that there are people watching you, just like I was watching Jamie, and just like my friend Jackie was watching me. And so Jackie was my first client, and she got started, and I loved being on a program with Jackie because we went to, like, our HR lady always threw some kind of picnic. So me and Jackie would go into it with our fueling, or we would have a plan for, like, we'll go to this food truck, but we'll only get the burger, we'll do lettuce. So Jackie was my accountability partner. So honestly, I started the journey, the health journey, because I wanted to, be a better mom, a fitter mom, and I also wanted to be comfortable on my international travels. But the reason why I started coaching was twofold. 1, everyone in my community was pretty unhealthy. And I knew that if I wanted to sustain the habits that I had developed, because my mind was changing every day because of what I was learning in the Habits of Health book, I was like, I need to have people around me that think the same way, or at least trying their best. And so that's the first thing that I gained from becoming a coach that I love. The second thing, and I'll be honest with you, I'm just going to be transparent. Living in South Florida with 2 people with the ministry income, we were in a lot of debt. I had student loan debt, I had a car payment, lots of credit card debt. And the thought of, and I know this is crazy to even say, but the thought of paying for a box of fuelings for myself that was $400 when I know I've got all this debt to pay off, I felt guilty. And my husband was saying, Tylena, listen to me. I can replace this house. I can replace the car. I can replace the windows if they get bashed in, but I can't replace my wife. So this is an investment that I want to make. And so I want you to do this program, and I want you to coach. So I talked to my coach about it. She said, Tylena, I just want to let you know, if you help about 5 friends, that'll help you pay for your kid. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to do that because I need help paying for it. So Jackie got healthy, Andrew got healthy. My mom, who was a naysayer, who had all this stuff to say that I'm getting healthy, lost 110 pounds in 10 months on program, joined me. My friend Karina joined me, who I think is on this call right now. She was one of my first 5 clients. And then my friend Kara. And that helped me pay for my fuelings. And then 5 clients turned into 10, turned into 15, turned into 20. I said, hold on. I was just trying to help out a couple people pay for this box. Now all of a sudden, like, I'm making double that, and I'm able to save, some money for, rainy days. So insert income disclosure statement. Obviously, it doesn't make any guarantees of financial success, but I kept living out loud. And by doing that, more and more people wanted to join me. And I thought that I needed to be a size 0 to help people. And I realized people just wanted to do it with me. They're like, whatever you're doing, I want to join you. So friends, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And if you are even remotely curious about what it can look like or what your first steps would be, just reach out to the person that invited you to this call. And I promise you, it's going to be exceedingly abundantly more than you can ever expect. I didn't anticipate seeing people get free in their bodies. Working in ministry, I saw people get free in their souls, come from extreme darkness and walk into glorious light. But to see people literally shed weight and then their hope come back was not something I anticipated. So to see it all come together has been such a joy. And so I'll tell you this, if you're like, Talina, I just started last week. You one bar ahead of the person next to you, okay? So you can help them. You weighed a piece of salad, lettuce, and a hamburger on the scale. So you're one lean and green above them. So if I can do it, you can do it. So thank you so much for joining. If you have any questions, let your coach know. And I hope to see you again this time next week.
I love it. Thank you so much, Tylena. And guys, I want to, I put in the chat just a survey real quick. So if you are on this, if you could fill out, just click on the survey in the chat and share that, because I know that many of you come and you are curious and you want to learn more. And so I want to just say, reach out to the person or the coach who invited you to be on this call. Set up a quick call to answer your questions. They can really help you figure out, would this be a good fit for you or not? They can also help you map out a plan for what it is that you would want to create should you choose to become a coach. All right, everybody, thank you so much for this evening. We hope you had a great time. Thank you, Tylena. We'll talk to you all later.